I want to thank everyone who's actually still in the stream, waiting this patiently for a game. I would have been long gone. And of course anyone who might be in Dota TV. Because you have to do even more work. You don't just sit there. You have to actually click join the game. Or auto-spectate, which I guess means you don't have to do any work. Alright, are we in? Death Prophet seems to not be in.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, we are in, guys. Let's get this game on the road. What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris going to be continuing MiT versus NLions game number 2. This was an all-pick remake because the last game had some problems, but it looks like we are actually going to be playing this game. It only took like 20 minutes to get this game number 2 going. Let's go over who's going to be playing what before we get any further. The apathy is going to be this time. Oh, carry, farm, vengeful spirit. I like it. That means that, well, first Shiloh is going to be playing the solo lane. Slark, Death Prophet is going to be played by Pashok. Supporting is going to be Amazing and Shkeeper on the Shadow Shaman and Wraith King, respectively. Okay, the wait was worth it. The wait was worth it for a farming VS. On the other end, Lions are going to be laning CA. Up on top as the Batrider Phantom is going to be on the mid lane Razor. Regulus is going to be supporting as the Witch Doctor, as is Jean. I'm still not sure if it's Jean or Jean. Like, it depends on where you come from. I guess you would have a different pronunciation. He's going to be playing the Skywrath Mage, supporting down bottom, with Ingman being the primary carry. And it looks like NLions have managed to dodge the 1v3 lane. However, Batrider in this scenario can't really do anything against these three heroes, especially since these heroes just picked themselves up a haste rune. This might actually be a viable first blood, although maybe not, because Pashok seemed to have derped up the block just a little bit. So no block means no first blood attempt on the mid lane. It's definitely viable up on top. CA, if he's playing his cards right, he does have boots, and you will see that Shkeeper is going to be booking at him at top speed. But Apathy is going to be farming, and this is something that we don't see every day. Vengeful Spirit, as a primary farmer, benefits from the fact that he'll hold on in the bottom lane. Shiloh is going to get Concussive Shot as well as Cask Bounce, but no silence means that he's just going to leap himself away. Time Walk forward from the Void, and lots of damage. Shiloh, one more right click from John. Now it's going to get the kill on Slark on the bottom lane. Regulus is going to take a couple hits on his way out, but that's perfectly reasonable. His kill on the Slark without this Ancient Seal, which I thought would have been picked up on level 1 by the Skywrath Mage, but instead Slark being punished by the fact that he has no vision in this area. So he's going to drop first blood, and I think that pressure can continue. Of course, once the supports leave, as they're doing right now, double smoke from Regulus as well as Jean looking towards mid lane, as is Shkeeper as well as Amazing, all heading towards mid lane. So it's going to be a 3v3 mid lane battle. Please, I want to see that happen. No, guys, go to mid lane. No, don't go back bottom. Bottom's a much easier kill, especially since Ingman gets a lucky bash. And Shiloh dropping down pretty low. He has a good amount of tangos, but the Concussive Shot to open things up. Regulus is there with the cask, and Shiloh's got to jump into the trees. He's way in there. Ingman is going to jump after him, duel in the trees, and Regulus is going to lend some aid from outside. There's the beatdown from the Void. Regulus is going to get blocked just a little bit, but he's going to bash his way out of there. That's an easy 2-kill advantage for NLions on this bottom lane. The bottom lane going so much better than it did for them in the previous game. And now Shkeeper and Amazing looking to get something on the board onto Phantom, but getting a kill on this Rage is going to be a little bit difficult since Regulus and John, with the Invis rune. These guys are going to be an absolutely devastating combination. No silence still on the Skywrath Mage, but there is now Voodoo Restoration on the Witch Doctor, so the durability is certainly there. Pashok does not have any vision of the bottom lane. He does know that their rune was not on top, and now the cask bouncing, it will bounce away from the Death Prophet, but will it matter? Concussive Shot with the right click damage of the Razor. Pashok is going to get whipped down by the enemy mid laner. Going to give Phantom that additional kill. Shkeeper and Amazing not doing nearly as much as the roaming, rotating supports of the NLion side, though. It looks like they'll make this change. There's the opening stun, secondary stun, and the shackles from Amazing. Do they have enough base damage to kill off this Batrider? They should definitely have it. Wraith King with the right clicks will find that kill. So MiT get on the board. And can I now talk about the Vengeful Spirit carry? Because it's something we don't see every day. She is going to go for more Magic Missile, actually. It is a very early mid-game slighted farming build. Like, you're not going to be seeing a Vengeful Spirit 1 hour into the game absolutely killing everyone. Like, that'll be Ingman on the Faceless Void. That'll be the Faceless Void's job. But what she does get is a lot of farm so that she's durable. She'll be able to benefit a lot from the Vengeance aura. She'll be able to benefit a lot from the minus armor of Wave of Terror. So she hits pretty hard in the end. And Vengeful Spirit's base damage for support, like, it's not actually that low. 63 isn't terrible, though she does have a Rainbow Aquila, kind of messing with that number a little bit. It's not terrible. But at the same time, I would say it's not exactly the ideal. Keeper and Amazing, once again, looking for blood on Phantom, but that's not going to happen because Regulus and John both coming down. Level 2 Cask now up, as well as the Ancient Seal. So this might be that 3v3 fight that I was asking for before. Let's see who's going to start things off. It might be a 4v3 because Batrider's in the area as well. Concussive Shot onto Pashok, plus the large amount of damage from Razor. Pashok's going to get obliterated. Shock into Regulus, plus the stun, but he has the heal up already. So not taking too much damage. Now Amazing going to get whipped down by the Razor. It's a double kill for Phantom. Here comes CA. Just needs one stack of tar, and it does land on Keeper. Another Plasma Field, and it's a triple kill for Phantom. Nice and clean ganks from NLions. These people are not the same people that were playing in the last game, metaphorically. This is a complete 180 from the previous game. They're getting kills, they're being nice and aggressive, and they actually have the heroes that are that enable that kind of play. The only problem is, for them, it's a very small one, is that Vengeful Spirit's getting all the free farm on the top lane, but again, it's a Vengeful Spirit. Her late game, her end game, that's not really going to be the most terrifying thing in the world, since the NLions faces Void getting just as much, and Slark getting not much of anything at all. Regulus still on this bottom lane, might be spotted out by Keeper. On a 2v3, Regulus will have a Paralyzing Cask plus Voodoo Restoration to get himself out of there. Shock from Amazing is possible, though it looks like he's going to hesitate for just a little too long. Did not know where the Skywrath Mage was. So it was a 3v3. Definitely not something you want to go into, especially since Wraith King, only with 1 point in that Wraith Fire Blast, got the traditional level 2 stat boost. Not really going to help him that much. Regulus going to get pounced upon. Does have a Cask, which he can throw, although he's going to get stunned. 2-man Chronosphere, and Amazing walked into it. That's a 3-man Chronosphere. Now the Cask going to bounce back and forth between all the heroes. Shiloh is going to need one more right click. There it goes. But Regulus dropping very low as well. Wraith Fire Blast will kill him off. And now Ingman on the way out got a delivery from the courier. No, he didn't get a delivery from the courier. He's going to time walk his way out. He will be just fine, but rotation from Pashok finally getting a little bit something for the MiT side, but in the meantime, top side, Apathy cannot escape this. So he's going to try to kill John, and he will be successful in doing so before he does go down. So it is a 1-for-1 up on the top lane. Vengeful Spirit getting at least something, and she got the kill before she died, so it's pretty good value for the VS, though. CA getting the benefit of that kill up on top side, and that'll put the Batrider a little bit closer to his Blink Dagger, since he was really struggling in that lane, starting out as a 1v3, and then not having any vision on the top lane means that he has to rely very heavily on stacking and pulling these camps, and he was doing a little bit of jungling previously before. But now, Regulus and Phantom, once again, might be on the prowl for the bottom lane. Shiloh's still a very, very viable kill, though Ingman not with the Chronosphere just yet, and actually only 1 point in time lock. A curiously defensive build from Ingman. Usually if you have this sort of scenario, when you're in 1v1 with another melee hero as a Faceless Void, or 9 times out of 10 really, you want to be maxing out time lock. It is the skill that what gives you threat when you drop a Chronosphere, because it does do that double damage, so you want to have plus 70 doubled instead of just 40. Though going for a defensive build means it's going to be a lot harder to kill. I don't really know how much he should be worried about that, because now Keeper going to get silenced and bashed down by Ingman. This is now where he wants to have another point in bash. He's going to get one bash, and the Skywrath Mage with the birds going to finish off that Wraith King. Very easy beatdown. Skywrath Mage showing how much damage he could put out at the very early stage of the game. And now Smoke. Oh, I don't think that was spotted, though. The creeps were right there. Not sure. Well, they're going to be heading towards the mid lane regardless. Plasma Field should be available, and yeah, will be in 9 seconds. And Pashok might be in a little trouble. The Courier might be in a little trouble as well. Regulus going to spot that one out. This is time to go for Pashok. There's the Cask plus the Concussive Shot. Silence? No, just the little birdies, and Pashok going to get chased down by the supports, though the Concussive Shot going to wear off. Death probably will get out of there alive. John is going to get stunned up by Apathy, swapping his way in. John going to get hit with the Crypt Storm. Will be brought down. Now Phantom going to get lashed to the floor due to Shiloh. He's going to take a lot of damage, but he's still alive there. He's finally going to go down. Regulus going to try to get something, but he won't find anything. MiT bring the heat on this little bit of a dive from the NLions and severely punish them, taking a 3-for-0 trade. They don't lose a single person somehow. I think the Apathy both saving an ally and getting himself into the fight, so he could put down some pretty heavy damage. Like if he finds CA just magic missiles, he could go to town on this Batrider if he really wanted to right now. It's not the best fight for NLions, and all of a sudden, some things not looking like a utopia for them. Death Prophet, level 8, level 4 in that Witchcraft. Matter of time before Exorcism starts to get on the board, and she's packing Phase Boots as well as a Mystic Staff. Bottom lane, Ingman looking for a Chronosphere is going to drop it on Shiloh, but again, he's not doing that much damage. The birds from the Skywrath are going to be doing the most damage, and that will be enough to bring him down. Ingman now more than willing to dive the tower, seeing as though he has so much durability from the backtrack. He's going to get that secondary kill. TP cancelled by, I believe, the Vengeful Spirit. Going to lead to another 2 kills on the bottom lane. Ingman getting Chronosphere after Chronosphere. Every time it's up, more kills for him. John also benefiting a vast amount from that because he's picked up a very, very early earned, and that means more mana regen for him and more health for the Batrider, who's gonna get initiated upon by Vengeful Spirit. Swap missile used, and Batrider just durable enough to escape from that one. Though Apathy flexing his muscles on the bottom lane. It's about sending a message, guys. It's about sending a message, and well, the first tower is going to drop. NLions are going to draw the first brick from the game. A lot of tower for Ingman. That gold is going to give Batrider just enough to pick up his Blink Dagger. I'm sure that was all planned. Phantom's 4 for 1. He's well on his way to his mech. Pashok gonna be farming pretty quickly towards his Yule Scepter. But you know what? I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Don't really know. There's not that much on NLions, but there is a Chronosphere. And Chronosphere Yule Scepter is always an interesting interaction. You gotta be one step ahead, no matter who you are. But if you're on the wrong step, then you're gonna get punished. Now Regulus and John gonna get spotted out. They have a level 3 cask, however, they have to get out of here. The movement speed of Skeeper not quite there in order to catch up, but Ingman, wow, gonna buy a straight Mask of Madness. No video? How is there no video? I see video just fine, guys. My stream is working perfectly. If we get more confirmation that there is no stream, then, well, I don't know. Is there no video but audio? That makes no sense. I'm watching the stream right now, so it will just be on your end. Just refresh it or something. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? In the meantime, top lane, CA once again going to get brought upon by Shiloh. Lots of damage onto this Batrider. Has his bottle. Going to flame break his way out, but it will fail. Keeper's going to come right in. Here comes Regulus with a cask, though it will not bounce a single time. John now going to be playing footsie with Keeper, who going to take a lot of damage, actually. No, Apathy's going to jump right in with a swap in aggressively. Lots of damage from this Vengeful Spirit, and that's going to be enough to kill out the Skywrath Mage. They're going to go for more. Regulus now going to try to find solace behind his tier 1 tower. Cask will bounce over to Apathy, but Regulus, now out of mana, will be forced to go down. Shiloh in the tower. He will TP out, and Chronosphere from Void is up, but he doesn't have any mana after time walking in. Apathy using his swap very, very aggressively, and I like the way he's playing this Vengeful Spirit. Using the swap to get his buddy out, get him in. Usually that's not what you want to do as Vengeful Spirit, because once you get in, you just die. But when you actually have a good amount of damage, and he's going for a balanced build, curiously enough, but level 10, I think he's okay with doing that. He is actually doing some pretty good damage once he swaps himself in. Of course, at a certain point, that won't happen. Just because once he swaps himself in, he'll get Chronosphered or lassoed or something. Things will get unhappy for him, and he won't be able to withstand it. He's going for a very tanky build. Power Treads, Ring of Aquila, what looks like drums for the Vengeful Spirit eventually, but he's got to watch out because Ingman has a Chronosphere, will land it right on the edge. Amazing, though, with the Hex, with the Shackle. That was the longest Shackle I've ever seen in my life. Regulus gonna chuck the stun, but he will get double stun in punishment. He's gonna get 2-shot by Apathy. He has a swap, only level 1, though, and he wants more, not going to find anymore. But it looks like Death Prophet now picking up her Yule Scepter with 1 point Exorcism, 4 points Witchcraft. This is prime time to take a tower. NLions, they have to mount to defense with no Chronosphere. They have Blink Lasso. Ingman's going to get jumped upon and stunned by Keeper. That backtrack, let's see how much it's going to do. With the mech, it's going to do a little bit more. The ultimate for Phantom is now active, but 1v3, 1v4, I don't know if he really wants to be doing that. Lash to the floor due to that Slark, and the Death Prophet ultimate going to town on that Razor will kill him off, armor or not. Death Prophet ultimate used for a little bit away from the tower, but they will just slide right up. Tower very, very vulnerable, low HP. This could just be a simple dive for Bashok, quite honestly. Going to bring down this tower, and it looks like there's no trades in sight for the NLions. MiT currently just one step ahead of the NLions consistently in bottom lane. Well, CA has a Blink Lasso. Wasn't anywhere near that top side, though. If he was up there, I don't really know if they could have fought. Using a Chronosphere on only the Vengeful Spirit, not really the greatest when there's a long-range disable of the Hex and the Shackle, which that was long-range if I ever saw it. And the Wraith King's stun also has some pretty sizable distance to it. The Chronosphere's lockdown device isn't really great at getting solo kills, unless you, of course, get multiple heroes with it, which clearly was not the case. So NLions, after a really, really good start with their roamers, have somehow managed to find themselves in a tied game, where the gold is not going to be their way, experienced very slightly towards the MiT side. Now the mech is up on Razor, which is a big item, and they do have the Chronosphere, Mystic Flare, Death Ward combination, which can instantly win you fights. But the only question is, can Ingman get in there with Chronospheres that are good enough for that? When you catch 3 people with a Chronosphere or something like that, drop a Death Ward, drop a Mystic Flare, whoever's in that sphere is going to either be swapped out and or dead. Now swap onto Phantom, instantly hexed up, silenced as well. Phantom, very durable with that mech, blink forward from CA, gonna get the shackle onto Amazing, but he's going to get thrown up through the Use Scepter. Ingman gonna go to town onto Apathy, will take down that one hero, Shiloh. In the meantime, gonna go to town on this 2 supports, will get a kill in the back end. Keeper dropping very low, but he has a reincarnation, he does not care at all. Ingman with the backtrack, still pretty survivable, but is he survivable enough? Because there's another Wraith Fire Blast? No, not even needed. It's a triple kill for Shiloh, and now John on his way out. He will get killed by the creeps in the meantime. Pashok has a Yule Scepter in 1 second. There it is. You throw him up to the air where Keeper is going to be ready and waiting for the Wraith Fire Blast. Will get silenced. No, he won't actually. He will throw it out. And Pashok gets a dominating streak. MiT Slark cleans house. And now Death Prophet's ultimate once again will be used. Though no creep support at the moment, Razor and or the Witch Doctor can come right in and punish the fact that Death Prophet is still here. So her ultimate is going to be used to just farm. Far, far, far from ideal. If you have trouble with the stream, it's fine on my end, it's fine on several people's end. If you have a problem, then it is just on your end, and it's up to you to figure out what's wrong with it, because I don't know. But Slark, after getting all of those kills, had a very, very poor lane, but level 4 Pounce, level 4 Dark Pact, and the survivability that you get from Shadow Dance, it lets you do quite a few things. Okay, I'm just making sure that the stream is fine, guys. We're having a couple of people saying that they can't see anything, but I don't really know what I would be able to do since it's fine for me. So, NLions, that's not exactly the team fight that they really want to have happen. The swap back onto the Razor. It's the tankiest hero, the most survivable hero, the hero that NLions are most willing to have swapped into the fight. Did get swapped into the fight, but still not exactly the greatest. Fortification now on the tower. Blink forward from NLions, from CA rather. He gets swapped, instantly cracked, but the Wraith King with no reincarnation gonna drop first. The cast gonna get lots of value. Double teleportation coming in. Regulus will secure the tower, but Keeper gonna teleport right in after buying back. The damage from Apathy is huge, and Pashok gonna get the last right click on that hero, and now Yule Scepter on the faces forward. Has time walk out, and he will jump right into the trees. Is he trapped? Oh, he's trapped. He has a Chronosphere, and now he's just gonna feel the pain of a death of 1,000 stings. Although TP out, he's gonna stick the landing. Shiloh gonna catch a random Razor. He's gonna get a little bit of damage drained out, take a little bit of that Mystic Flare, but Keeper on the front lines has another Wraith Fire Blast, wants to use it, not gonna get in range because the tier 1 tower is actually still online, guys, and you probably should kill this one before you do anything else amazing. Has been slowly leveling in the background. Serpent Ward's now gonna get dropped. They're firing the wrong direction, but they did manage to take down the tower regardless. They do have a Death Prophet ultimate for the tier 2, and Chronosphere, Lasso, not up just yet, was used but instantly snapped by the Vengeful Spirit. And MiT with their first usage of the Serpent Wards, taking down a tower that was quite frankly a little bit unnecessary to use the Serpent Wards on. A tower is a tower is a tower. You can't really be too angry about that until Phantom comes in and starts cleaning them up. And what's wrong with these Serpent Wards? They are not firing in the right direction. They're a little bit broken, guys. There's so much that's wrong with this game. It was so glitchy. But it'll be fine. It'll all be fixed when Dota 2 comes out of beta, right? Right, guys? Right? Whatever. Level 2 ultimate for the Death Prophet. These towers are very, very vulnerable from the NLions side. They have the tools to defend it, but so far the team fight just hasn't come together for them just yet. Bat Rider and co. leading the charge, looking for aggression onto the Apathy, but he's way too far away. Like, you could lasso him now if you want to, but you won't be able to kill him. And he's going for a Yasha drum build. Is that a Sanjin Yasha or a match style? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm not that experienced in the carry Vengeful Spirit department, so I can't really speak to what's better. I think you would get a little bit of value from Wave of Terror if you go for Mantis style, but Sanjin Yasha for the health also seems like a pretty good idea. Can't really fault him for going either way. Now Ingman going to get... No, wait, I thought that was someone else. Okay, I was like, he's going to get initiated upon by the Bat Rider, but Now they're actually on the same team. Batrider's going to initiate and send to Pashok. Instantly swapped once again. The Apathy and Pashok, though, both going to get caught with the Mystic Flare, with the Chronosphere, with the Plasma Field. Pashok going to drop. Apathy going to drop as well. That's the fight that NLions wanted. CA taking a lot of damage, but it's totally worth it because in the end, Ingman finds himself a double kill on not only 2 heroes, but 2 core heroes, the 2 coreist heroes of Death Prophet and Vengeful Spirit. Huge amount of value from that Chronosphere, and Batrider, the lasso, almost like a fake bait, or fake initiation there, really just setting the stage for Ingman to jump in with the Chronosphere. I mean, obviously the fights can't always happen like that for them, but if they can somehow manage to make that fight happen like that on a regular basis, then they're going to be able to win this game easy peasy. That was as good as it could possibly get for NLions. Like, Chronosphere on 2 is good. Mystic Flare on 2 is ridiculous. Like, of course it'll always do the same amount of damage, but still, you don't really see the 2-person Mystic Flare. It's certainly a rarity, guys, at least intentionally. Bottom lane, amazing. Back in his Serpent Wards, wants to lay them down on the bottom tier 1 tower, though will have to go through many heroes, including Ingman. Has another Chronosphere in 30 seconds. Shallow off to the sidelines, looking for initiation, possibly onto this hero. Pashok is here as well, will get lassoed in. This time the Vengeful Spirit is not here to swap that out. Ingman gonna get wards dropped on him, but backtrack, helping him survive that just a little bit. Now Amazing gonna get tagged with the tar. Shallow will get leashed down Ingman. He will jump into the trees, will be forced to teleport all the way back to base. But it doesn't really matter because there's already 2 kills that have been picked up by the NLions side. Now, are they going to go for more? They won't have the faces for it. He has a long way to run before he actually gets to the fight. And the Vengeful Spirit will be fully operational. Slark is already fully operational. And in the meantime, mid lane, well, the Apathy as well as Keeper going to push down this tier 2 tower just a little bit. I don't think they'll be able to bring this down. They should be able to defend the NLions side. If Death Prophet was here, then, well, that certainly wouldn't be happening. But they see Shiloh. It's a tough kill to pick up, especially when John is going to be teleporting in the back because there's a 2-man Chronosphere. Apathy as well as Keeper both caught right on the edge of the Chronosphere. Apathy going to get bashed down before he can do anything. Keeper is going to use his reincarnation, but I don't think he's going to get out of there. Yeah, you need a prayer, a miracle, and then a little bit more to get out of that one. Ingman picks up yet another double kill with a beautiful Chronosphere. And Ingman with 817, he's been picking up kills almost non-stop. With the Hand of Midas and the additional farm that he's been getting from those kills, he's completely stacked. He has a Maelstrom, Mask of Madness crit, 20 minutes into the game. That is an outrageous amount of farm this early into the game. It's almost 600 GPM. And now NLions, they're going to go for Roshan. It should be pretty easy, seeing as though MiT are down 2 of their most essential heroes. I mean, Wraith King, not exactly what you really need to fight, but definitely you need this Vengeful Spirit to start snapping some lassos. Fashion of Roshan, MiT, they are mobilizing for this. They have Exorcism, they have a very tanky Death Prophet with the Rod of Atos on the front lines. And looks like NLions, they smell this one coming. Pashok has already used his ultimate, and it's going to catch Phantom with the leash down from Shiloh. Phantom going to mech, try to keep himself alive. That will definitely not happen. In the meantime, Ingman, don't really know what his plan was here, but he's going to get chain stunned. He will walk his way out of there, time walk his way out of there. And the swap already used. They're going to drum charge up. Look for another magic missile. It will be very close, but Ingman with the Mask of Madness is going to run just a little bit faster. And instead it's going to be Pashok catching off CA near the middle lane. CA taking a whole ton of damage from the Death Prophet Exorcism. He will barely manage to escape that Exorcism. Still looking around with that Firefly. Will throw a couple flame breaks and whatnot. Now Roshan, less than half HP, and Apathy is a pretty good hero at dealing with Roshan. Like, you wouldn't really expect it because it's Vengeful Spirit, but Wave of Terror plus level 3 Aura. This Roshan's going to drop very, very quickly. Let's see if there's any potential for a steal. Aegis on the floor. Apathy will secure that one. Radiant to get everything off of that fight. And now 18 to 21. MiT looking pretty good, although Pashok going to get caught with the 1-man Chronosphere with the Mystic Flare. He will get dropped very, very quickly. Bet he's going to wish he had an Aegis right then, because he really needed it. He really needed it. Serpent Ward's still available, level 1 on that, but they're going to have to worry about this initiation on the mid lane. No one for MiT really here just yet in order to defend this. No Aghanims on the Razor, so this push isn't going to be the fastest. But still, MiT, they need to make some sort of response. Maybe the right thing would be, you know, drop the Serpent Wards in the bottom lane, sack the tier 2 tower. They're going to try to defend this. Guys, I don't know why everyone's seeing a black screen. it should not be like that. I'm watching the stream right now, and it's perfectly fine. So it is just on your end, or just on someone's end. There's definitely nothing I could do because my stream is outputting just fine. Alright, MiT with the crackback. They have Serpent Wards up, they have Exorcism up. And Chronosphere, well, it's up in 30 seconds, so this tower should be a really easy one for MiT to secure. You have to worry about Lasso, but the Lasso has to go on Apathy. If it goes on anyone else, instantly it will be snapped. Tower will be brought down, now Exorcism up to the high ground. This is a big chance for MiT to crack Rax's potentially. Apathy looking for initiation with a swap. Serpent Wards, and oh, there's a swap back onto CA. He will blink himself out, and Apathy gets silenced. There's a cask from Regulus, and a Mystic Flare will not kill off Apathy. He has the Aegis regardless, and 6 HP. He will survive. Regulus will get the minus damage, probably ideal for the NLions side. Apathy will respawn. Will throw out a Magic Missile with a Rate Fire Blast onto CA once again. Now jump forward from the Faceless Void. Doesn't have a Chronosphere. He does have a Chronosphere. He'll get pounced upon by Shiloh. He's looking for an opportunity to drop it, but he won't be able to. Got silenced. Buyback instantly. CA gonna get stunned as he tries to bring out Keeper, who does not have a Reincarnation up. He's gonna smoke, and everyone is going to successfully retreat, seeing the buyback from the Faceless Void. They got a lot of damage onto the tower. They take a really good team fight. They lose the Aegis in exchange for 2 heroes, I believe. Buyback for Faceless Void, and of course the Bat Rider. So you can't really ask for too much more if you are MiT. Maybe if they had the Reincarnation on Wraith King, they would be more willing to fight. They get another giant slow, plus another life on the Wraith King. There's also that. But for now, bottom lane and top lane still have a couple of outer towers left. So cracking the high ground, though it is a good opportunity, they know that they're going to be fighting into a Faceless Void with Chronosphere, and not really something you want to risk. It's an unnecessary risk, and therefore should not be attempted. It's a fairly even game thus far. Kind of not what you would have expected, given how the early game went. 2,500 gold only in favor of NLions, and barely any experience. So this game really just toe-to-toe. The towers are actually, 3 outer towers out from the NLions side, only 4 left for the MiT side. Kind of to be expected. The team with the Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman getting a little bit more pushing going. But NLions, they still have a Faceless Void who is very, very farmed. The problem for him is that he got silenced and he was unable to do anything. If that happens in the future, well, then they will just lose. But going for a BKB, he's going to make sure that that is going to be a little bit more difficult to happen from the MiT side. BKB should be up relatively shortly, and he's already dishing like a lot. Mask of Madness crit with Maelstrom. Lots of room for item growth on this Faceless Void. These are all like basic / middle items. Daedalus, Assault Cuirass, and Mjolnir, all viable pickups in the future for Faceless Void. So he has a long way to go. CA now, in a little bit of an awkward position. He's going to pop the Firefly, will blink on out of there. Pashok looking for a Yule Scepter. He will find it onto the Bat Rider. Shiloh, though, blocked by a Wolf. And, well, it doesn't matter because Keeper is going to jump forward with the Blink Dagger, pounce forward onto CA. He's going to go down before anything else happens in top lane. Might be the objective. There's going to be a little bit more. Apathy is going to find Regulus with a swap to bring him back in range. It's 2 free kills for MiT. And screw top lane with 2 kills. You definitely just got to go mid. Level 2 Exorcism is going to get a little bit stronger in a little bit. Amazing, still only level 10, so he doesn't have that secondary level of the Serpent Wards. Meantime, bottom lane is going to be brought down by Ingman, but he's got to get back to the base, and he has no TP scroll. Oh, this is disastrous. They see that he has no way to get back here. Exorcism is going to be deployed, as will the Serpent Wards in just a little bit. Yes, there they are. And Faceless Void with no Chronosphere. This is going to be free Raxes. Ingman, you got to hold a TP scroll, man, because that just costed their team Raxes. Of course, I don't know if they would have been able to defend, even if Ingman was in that fight. But hey, since he wasn't in that fight, there is no chance for them to even attempt a defense. Ingman, I sure hope that tower was worth it. It gave him his BKB, but that's about it. Roshan not yet up just yet. 4 minutes until that respawn will happen. About 31 is when we're going to have to watch that clock. And NLions, it was pretty even before that. Like, it was a back and forth game with Faceless Void who has this much farm. You'd expect it to be fairly even. But losing Raxes, that is crippling. Now MiT could essentially ignore the middle lane except for any defenses. Go for pushes on the bottom lane. I mean, Pashok doesn't even have to use Exorcism for a tier 1. Maybe you just use the level 1 Serpent Wards for that, or nothing at all. Just beat it down with your Vengeful Spirit damage, who has gone for the Manta style, by the way. Go for a tier 2 Exorcism and, try to force some fights. It'll be a little bit risky, but hell, if they could catch the Faceless Void once again without a TP, which, by the way, he doesn't have, That's it's a good way to fight. It's a good way to fight. 4v5 is easy Dota. I would recommend, guys, just 4v5 all the time. Your win rate will skyrocket, I promise. Exorcism up in 15 seconds. Serpent Ward's up in exactly 15 seconds. Wow, are they the same? Cool. Okay. Well, Shadow Shaman timed it perfectly. That was beautiful. So they have exactly enough to push once again when they need to, though it looks like a fight is brewing up on top side. Chronosphere is up, and this is fairly tight quarters. So MiT with Apathy leading the way. Let's see if Ingman wants to go in on this. Magic Missile will be thrown, and the lasso is available. Then there it is, Chronosphere onto everyone! Phantom on the outside is going to start draining damage and do lots of damage with his Aghanim's ultimate. So far, 2 are dead for MiT. Pashak's going to die as well. Instantly buyback from the Vengeful Spirit, but I don't think that's what she really wants to be doing right now. Faceless Void bails on out of there. Phantom, though, still very, very healthy. His ultimate doing so much damage. 3 down for free. Keeper in the front lines will get brought down. Reincarnation will bring him back up, and the cask will bounce back to Apathy, back down to Shiloh. Apathy now in a little trouble. 2 stacks of tar on him. Shiloh will miss the pounce as he tries to get in onto CA. That won't happen. Apathy is going to get brought down for a second time as no buyback. Instantly to Slark and VS both at the exact same time. This tower is going to go down. The mid lane's in full breach, but yeah, that's okay because they just got a complete team wipe. They didn't lose a single person. They got a team wipe and then some. That was actually 7 kills, I believe. Take a quick look at the buyback status. VS definitely bought back. Okay, I thought Slark bought back as well, but apparently he did not. That's a 6-for-0 as NLions take not only that fight, but 2 towers. This Faceless Void, he's still very, very powerful, guys. And he has 3,000 gold, and he wants more. The Exorcism is up on the Death Prophet, and Ingman has a Chronosphere in 10 seconds. Fortification will slow them down from cracking this tier 3 tower. The Bat Rider making his way toward this lane as quickly as he can. Rod of Atos onto the Faceless Void. The heal, though, keeping everyone alive. Sheeper with a Blink Dagger looking to go in. He will throw the stun onto Ingman. Ingman taking a lot of damage, actually, from the Exorcism, but the backtrack keeping himself alive. Pashak will pop off the BKB, but the Chronosphere onto 3 once again. Pashak will drop very quickly. Amazing then. Keeper last. Slark is still alive, but what can he do? It's a triple kill again for Ingman. NLions, they can't be stopped right now. Slark is up. Vengeful Spirit will be up soon. Buyback, no buybacks from anyone on the MiT side. Shiloh, I don't know if you want to get too close to this, man. There's no mana at all on the Skywrath Mage, but it doesn't matter because the Raxes have been equalized 22-31. And NLions are going to retreat from that devastating push. That was an Alpha Strike if I ever saw one. And they are going to clean up the entirety of the top lane. What a series of plays from the NLions side. That Chronosphere was absolutely picture perfect. The only thing that went wrong was the fact that I don't believe Phantom was actually draining damage through all that. But who cares? Who cares? You got a huge Chronosphere. You got a Mystic Flare. You've got an amazing set of objectives. And conveniently, Roshan is going to be up in just 20 seconds. And CA seems to know about it. Of course, there's no way for him to know about it, but he senses it. Mjolnir, Daedalus on Ingman. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at net worth. It's like, oh, it's 19,000. Does it count on Courier? I don't know if it does. Okay, it does count on Courier, so that wasn't as exciting as I thought. But still, Mjolnir with a Daedalus, or not yet Mjolnir, needs another 1,200 gold until he has that item, but Roshan is in fact up. They have to deal with the pushing top side, but with pushing mid lane, but pushing in on the middle lane, just going to buy themselves a little bit more space. There's no ward coverage for the MiT side. And MiT, they need to be pushing these towers, but you know the outer towers for the bottom and top lane of NLions are still up. Just like that, Ingman could, well, he could quite honestly solo the lane, although Apathy gets a swap onto John. There goes Skywrath, obliterated by Skywrath. Not even enough time to Ghost Scepter. Ingman could go for this Roshan if he wants to, but instead going to fall back. This Skywrath represents a lot of the damage of the NLions side. That Mystic Flare being able to pretty much 100% kill whoever it lands on. Unless it's a Reincarnation Wraith King or a BKB Death Prophet. But aside from that, yeah, it'll kill people in a hurry. CA going to start looking for a couple of opportunities to get a lasso, perhaps. Apathy in the Roshan pit. Can't solo it as easy as Ingman can, and he's got to watch out. Roshan is not where you want to fight when the enemy has a Faceless Void. Exorcism will be deployed. This is all completely spotted out. Jump forward from Shkeeper. Will get a stun onto CA. Will deny the attempt at Roshan, Jack Shallow, though, will get caught with a Chronosphere. Now the Death Ward plays some dubstep because one is going to drop immediately. Now Apathy going to get focused by the Death Ward. Regulus going to get a full duration channel of that spell. Now Phantom going to get brought down by Shallow. Ingman still can't fight those Chronospheres, no longer up. Pashok in a perfect position in the back, being able to unleash his entire ecosystem without taking any damage. Regulus still healing up, still alive, still surviving, and NLions once again, or CA in the front lines once again, gonna throw out another flame break. The birds will kill off Amazing. Now Shiloh trying to book his way out of there. Pashok is gonna be in a little trouble as well. The Mask of Madness from Faces Void will get slowed down a little bit by the Rod of Atos, but he's still pretty damn quick and gets a shot onto Pashok. No Yule Scepter, has a silence, but I don't think that'll help with the 500, 600 crit from Ingman. Top lane has no creep, mid lane has no creep support, but they take a huge fight, killing all but the Slark, not losing a little bit more than the previous fights. But this tower is, well, it's going to be backdoor protected, so they can't actually do anything yet. Not for a very long time. They won't be able to get anything. In fact, MiT, they get the Aegis. I believe it was used, however. I don't know who, I think it was Vengeful Spirit who got and then lost it, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, it's still another great fight for the NLions side, even though that Keeper played pretty well in that fight, making sure that he jumps in, denies any attempt at the Batrider of jacking and or killing with jacking the Aegis or the Roshan. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. They also had perfect, literally perfect positioning on the Death Prophet, just sitting in the back. No one was even near the Death Prophet. Exorcism was going on full blast, and she was receiving no pressure whatsoever. BKB kind of wasted, quite frankly. Like, you're going to use it there, but it actually didn't protect her from any spells. So it was a decent fight for MiT, all things considered. Or at least it was the best they could hope for. But now it's just like, what do they do? The old CA is going to get caught. Force Staff, dodging the leap. That's some Matrix shit right there. But Ingman at this point is just so stacked. Look at this guy. He could chip his Hand of Midas. He could chip his Mask of Madness. Something like a Butterfly or Assault Cuirass or Satanic or anything. Anything is good. I like the anything build. That's actually my favorite build. They're going to go down the mid lane and try to equalize these Vraxes. They have a Chronosphere. They have a stacked, almost 6-slotted Faces Void. And they have an Aghanim Sceptered, now level 2 Death Warded Witch Doctor. They're going to smoke up and look for a pick, it looks like. Well, I mean, they know there's no wards here. They're going to satisfy Ingman's need to farm. And then they're going to go into their own jungle. They're not going to find anyone. There is no one here. I think making a line just like this is probably the best way they could go. Let's see how closely they follow my recommendation. CA, of course, at the front. Has his BKB up, though that won't help him from a swap. That will 100% of the time break the lasso as long as it's casted. They're going to camp on top lane. However, top lane pushing has been pretty successful. All these outer stupid buildings have been cleared out. And the smoke bait from NLions is going to be a failure in the end. So they're going to achieve nothing for it. Though, Faces Void will apply a little bit more pressure. Maybe they can even force a fight here. I don't really know why they would do that, because they would be able to only take a bottom tier 3 tower. Mid tier 2 is not going to drop for a very long time, at least unless they actually go and straight push the lane. But NLions right now, they are dictating what happens in this game, when and where. They have a commanding gold lead, they have a commanding experience lead, they have decent enough team comp to make sure that that gold lead and experience lead doesn't actually mean nothing. And Slark is getting pretty big, to be sure. And Ingman going to get swapped back. Can they kill him off? Oh, you bet they can. No survivability items on that Faces Void. Level 3 swap. That's what you get for having a core Vengeful Spirit. You get lots of levels. You get a big swap range. And now they're going to go for the mid lane. They use the Exorcism because they honestly kind of had to, and they can't get any of these side Vraxes, so the best they could hope for is a tier 4, or at least force a buyback, but Faces Void actually doesn't have a buyback. One tier 4 tower is going to go down, I believe. Well, the Servant Wards get dropped down. One tier 4 tower will in fact go down. Apathy will get lassoed back past the Ancient. Can they kill him off? Keeper will throw a stun onto Jean, but Apathy going to pop off his Mana Style and just go to town onto Jean. This Skyrath is not going to last very long, though, with the Ghost Scepter will survive a little bit longer. There's the Mystic Flare. In the meantime, 2 have dropped down on the bottom end. It's been Phantom cleaning up everyone, at least distracting them from the real problem. CA now in a little bit of trouble as Shiloh does jump forward. The stun from the Witch Doctor doing a little bit of damage. Shiloh going to get healed up a little bit, but it won't be enough because Phantom is bought back. He has his ultimate active, and Keeper going to get zapped down by a little bit of lightning. Not exactly pleasant. One tier 4 tower is exactly as predicted the only casualty to happen for the MIT side. Buybacks galore were spent, but the question is, was that worth it for the MIT side? They didn't have Exorcism. I think if they had a full duration of Exorcism, then they probably could have gotten the secondary tower. But, you know, they had to use it for the Faceless Void kill. And Faceless Void, I think at this point, probably would like to save for buyback so that that doesn't happen again. It's very hard to protect yourself against a Vengeful Spirit into a Shadow Shaman Hex, especially since it's, you know, there's no time unless you know that you're going to get swapped beforehand. And even then, it's a little bit difficult to avoid. They take a tier 4 tower, not exactly a huge objective, though the Ancient is kind of close to being exposed for the NLions side. So, you know, one bad fight, and MIT could barrel down the mid lane and just take the Ancient. Tier 2 towers be damned, you don't need that shit if you just take the Ancient. Ingman, he needs buyback though, so that doesn't happen. If a Chronosphere does not happen in a fight, I have a feeling that NLions, now CA, up in the air, is going to force staff his way forward. Means the initiation will be a little bit poor, so it's going to be a straight push. They know that Ingman has a Chronosphere, and as long as he doesn't get locked down just as he did before, they should be able to take a good fight. So let's see if they can do it. Tier 2 tower, looks like it's going to be the objective. I don't think MIT should or want to even fight this, though level 3 swap, the range is pretty obnoxious, so if Ingman gets a little bit too close, he could suddenly find himself within the range of Tier 3 and a very angry MIT team. For now, it's going to be just Phantom on the front lines. A semi-expendable hero, though he does not have a buyback. He has the range to keep himself safe. And whip it down. Easy tower, guys. Easy tower. Are they going to go for mid lane, or are they going to go bot? Both of them would be perfectly viable ways of going into the base. I think bottom lane is probably a little bit easier, seeing as though it will force the MIT team's attention to the bottom lane from top. So either way, they get some value. But now Aghanim Scepter and the jump forward onto Keeper. No swap to save him. There's the swap to save him. Apathy, though, in a little bit of awkward position. Will pop the man style, try to book it on out of there. Ingman will get the bash, and Apathy will get 3-shot. Exorcism from the Death Prophet will do absolutely nothing. She can only stand from the high ground and watch. They've lost their Vengeful Spirit, and she has no buyback. Ingman still has a Chronosphere. This could be NLions' time to just end the game right now. The bottom lane is pushing in, top lane is pushing in. And Ingman is still very, very powerful. Serpent Wards do get deployed, so it'll delay the push for just a little while longer, though. Phantom on the front lines will slowly start whipping those wards down. And Ingman still in the back, still very wary about any sort of blink initiation from the Shadow Shaman, who, well, he doesn't have to worry about that, from the Wraith King. So he's playing very cautiously, but they just have to wait these wards out. There's still 45 seconds where the Vengeful Spirit will not be around. They, I think, know that Vengeful Spirit does not have a buyback, or else she would have used it already. So they're just going to slowly demolish this tower. CA, once again with the lassos, going to find Pashok. No swap to break this chain now. And Pashok is going to get caught with the one-man Chronosphere. Not really ideal, but still, it's a dead Death Prophet. Instantly buying back. Ingman is going to get hit pretty hard by those crits. Keeper going to drop pretty low, but it's only Reincarnation. Ingman now going to pop the BKB. He wants someone. He wants anyone, but he's getting dropped so low due to Shiloh. There's a Death Ward from the Witch Doctor, though, doing so much damage. It's going to get him almost a complete team wipe. Phantom's still alive at only 300 HP, but Shadow Shaman buying back. That's the only buyback that the MIT side have. They're going to lose mid-racks is that Death Ward. Level 3 with the Aghanims, with Faceless Void on the front lines, diving and, you know, just distracting MIT's attention away from this Witch Doctor, who you wouldn't expect it. He's the hidden carry. He's the secret carry. Just like that, NLions, they lose the Faceless Void, but who cares? He's got buyback because he learns from his mistakes. Another jump forward onto CA. He gets the lasso, but he gets Hex, so the Pig is going to start to pull Vengeful Spirit away. Swap now onto the Apathy. He's going to try to TP his way out of here. He might be successful. No, he won't. That's another complete team wipe for the NLions side. And MIT, they're going to lose mid lane Raxes. They're going to lose bottom lane Raxes, inevitably. But before that happens, they're going to call GG. Whew, what a set. These games were extremely interesting, guys. Vengeful Spirit carry, unfortunately, not working out. I don't think you could blame the Vengeful Spirit for that one. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're on Dodo TV, then be sure to follow me. If you liked the cast, it's twitch.tv/Mike Loris. Mike Loris is also my handle onto Twitter. If you're on the stream, be sure to hit that follow button. Don't really know if there's any more games. I'll keep the stream live for just a little bit longer until I figure that out for sure. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. GG. GG.